Hello, my convicts and convicts. Yes, it is I, the Cap Convict, bringing you guys and gals another quick vlog. Yes, we're going to vlog today again, Monday, and we're going to talk a little bit about a couple of things happening this week that you probably want to know about, and obviously keep you in track and all things Kappa related. So there we go. So number one is Rio. Rio's still off school at the moment. I need to tell you a little bit something here. Now, this is a bit of a story. Now, Rio was going to his new special school, which is where he still goes even now. But there was a bit of an incident, a bit of an issue that we got told of over the weekend. Unfortunately, there was a hit of COVID that hit some of the teachers and may have infected some of the children at the school. Now, the bubble in which Rio was in, his group or people within his group ended up with COVID and got confirmed with COVID. I don't know if it's an actual bubble, but when I spoke to the teachers, someone close to the group or they were close in proximity, probably not like close enough to catch, but possible. It is possible. So since then, obviously, we've been checking on Rio to make sure he's okay, checking on ourselves, obviously make sure that we're okay. And yeah, no problems at all. We've not got any COVID. I've not developed any symptoms. Catherine didn't develop any symptoms or anything as such, apart from the cold and cough I had before, which I don't believe that was COVID, because obviously what they recommend is obviously high temperatures, a continuous cough, and it's change of smell or taste. And I've not experienced any of that. I just had the losing voice and cold I had, so we don't know what happened, but that is why we're in isolation at the moment, why Rio's been in isolation, because he's not allowed to go back to school until Friday the 4th, which is this Friday coming, is when he will be going back to school, which funnily enough brings me on to the other subject, which is my new live connection. As you all know, I've been talking regarding to my new connection that I currently have, which is a BT Express order, which is going to hopefully bring on the year of the Kappa for me and help me to have some amazing gameplays where I don't have to worry about, can I beat this guy? Do I have to do a special thing in order to win this fight? Because obviously I know my upload speed just isn't quite there. It's 20 milliseconds while downloading idle at 80 milliseconds. Can I win this fight? Because milliseconds do matter when playing video games. It basically can be the life and death. It's a bit like seconds in real life here. How many seconds can you run to a flag and run back with that flag, to how fast the other person can run to that flag and run back from that flag. And then whoever finishes the finish line, no matter wherever the other person is or whatever they've done, it doesn't matter. Even if the other person who's on your team throws a flag and it goes past the finish point, doesn't mean you're going to win, because he's got to pass it first. He's got to pass it as well. Sort of idea. Isn't a weird analogy you can use, so there you go. So yeah, so Friday we should have an engineer coming out. Now there has been a bit of an issue over the last week, which you probably noticed as well when I did my tests on my NetDoom R2, and that is that the connections are being sort of thing over the past week. Now what happened is BT's had an issue where there's been some sort of outage, and they've had to put an embargo down, which stopped anyone from being able to connect any new live connections or anything like that, waiting for these connections to be fixed. That should be now fixed, hopefully from today, this evening, or possible, if it's possible. So today should be when the day of the lifting of the embargo happens, and that's when we'll be able to then actually have these new connections put on. Now the big sort of like topic I want to talk about is the idea of us possibly getting it early. Now I've spoken to a manager who's called Tony. He spoke to me before. He gave me his personal number so I could contact him if I needed any sort of thing that needed addressing by a manager. And I thought I'd give him a quick call, see if there's anything he could do from his standpoint. Obviously with us being delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed, which I've talked about in my previous video. I spoke to him and said, is there a possibility that you can somehow fix this issue? Because obviously we want to be able to still have a connection, get it up and running, get it all sorted and everything. And he said that he will have a word and hopefully we might be able to get someone to come out as early as maybe tomorrow or a bit earlier than Friday this week, who can come and obviously do the connection if the embargo does get lifted today. So if the embargo gets lifted today, then obviously he will come out and he will do his thing, and we'll have our connection as early as tomorrow. Now, Real will be back at school on Friday. If they can't do it, obviously, as early as that, it will be Friday, unfortunately, as much as I don't want to wait till Friday, and then we'll see where we go from there. So I thought I'd give you a quick heads up to obviously an update on that. I also explained to him about the connector being a BT plug, and he said that if there's any issues, the engineers do carry extra equipment, because I did explain about the issue it being a BT plug, and an RJ11 and an RJ45 won't connect to that socket. It needs to be a BT plug with an RJ11 on the opposite end of it in order for it to connect to the actual wall socket that's up there. So they're going to have a look, and he said if there's any problems, obviously they carry their own equipment, because like I said, it will only take a socket from a BT plug that's connected from a telephone. Like if I pull it out of my telephone that's here, it's got a telephone socket on one end and an RJ11 on the other end, and that's the only way they're going to physically be able to connect to that socket, which I can actually show you probably. So if I take the one out of here, and then take the one out of here, I can actually show you what I mean, because I know a lot of people are commenting on my other video in regards to it, and one was obviously explaining and saying no, it'll fit, you just plug it into the wall, you just put RJ11 into the wall and that's it, that's what you do, or RJ45 into the wall, that's it, there's no problems. I don't know what what issues you're having. So basically the wall socket, the master socket 5C that is in the wall, will only connect with one of these, which is the BT plug. This is the only connector that will go into that socket, not an RJ11 or an RJ45. On the opposite end, obviously what would need to connect to the router is one of these, which is an RJ11. This is an RJ11. Now I know what my connectors are, so I know obviously how they work. You want some crisps here? Here you go then. There you go. Keep him busy. So these is what we would need. A BT plug and an RJ11 to connect to that circuit, to the socket for that to work. Now these won't fit, and this is what people were talking about. RJ11 or an RJ45, which is basically the connector at the end of an Ethernet cable. Now I don't have these in the box, and he said all the equipment that's here should be in the boxes. There is no wires like this in the box. There's only an RJ11 to an RJ11, and then obviously the Ethernet cables that connect the devices to the Cisco Meraki and so on and so forth. And what will happen, from what what Tony said, is the Draytech Vigor connects to the socket, and then from the socket it will be the Cisco Meraki, he believes, or it might be terminated by the Cisco Meraki, and then the Draytech connect to the Cisco Meraki. We're not sure yet, so obviously we'll figure that out once the engineer comes, and we'll know how it sets up from there. But yeah, that's what I wanted to explain, because so many people are like, no, all you need to do is just connect this RJ11 to the socket and then the RJ11 to your Draytech. You can't, because it's not this connector. And that's what was bugging me, and it's like, no, you can't. It needs to be one of these. This is what you need to have to go in that socket. This is the only thing that will fit that socket. You can't put an RJ11 or an RJ45 into a BT plug socket, which is this. This is a BT plug. It needs to be one of these that goes to the modem. Yes, you can, if I go and show you the old connector down there, we'll take an RJ11 or an RJ45 because it's one of these sockets for these devices. But the one that's there that I have to connect to is one of these, and none of these are in the boxes with either the Draytech or the Cisco Meraki or the 10-meter cable, which is an Ethernet cable. There's nothing in those boxes which have one of these connected, which is why I kept on saying I hope that we don't get it delayed again, because if we get it delayed again, that's going to be annoying, having to wait even longer for someone to come back after Friday and then reconnect or put in the right connector, so then we can actually use what we've got here. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that will be sorted. Where's your crisps? How many crisps do you want? What? So I don't know, he's asking me to open endless packets of crisps here. I think it's because he's run out. He likes his ready salted and his cheese and onion crisp, but he goes through them so quick. Every single day. Lollies. I buy him 10 packs of lollies in one day. Gone. Anyway, I'm going off topic. So yeah, so that's what we need. We need one of these. Now I can take it off my telephone wire, or I have got a filter that's in the room that would connect to that. But obviously I don't want the wrong connector to be in. I want it to be the right connector so that the job gets done, you know, with the perfect connection possible. Because it is a data only connection. So this is the connector. This is the connector I was talking about. This is what connects to that socket, not one of these. Oh, not one of these, which is an RJ11. And then the RJ45, like I said, is the Ethernet style connector that goes in there. So yeah, that's what it is. So for those all obviously talking about that, let me stop that because of copyright, Josh. So yeah, that was what I was trying to explain to people, and people just getting so confused, or the guy I was speaking to obviously knows or says he knows people within BT or engineers within BT. That's what the problem is. That connector has to be the one that connects to the socket. Then the other connector connects to the Cisco Meraki or the Draytech, and that's how it works. You can't put two RJ11 connectors into that socket because it won't. The only way you will be able to do it, if there's a possibility, is if you take off that front face plate and there's like a connector inside. That maybe you could connect an RJ11 to, but I wouldn't recommend probably doing that because it's not the right kind of connector, and I've looked at it and it doesn't look like, it looks like it would fit, but it doesn't look the right sort of item you would actually physically want to put in there, because the little gold prongs obviously are something designed to fit that BT plug, not to fit a small socket like that. So we'll see how we go on once that gets plumbed in to whether or not it's going to be a problem or not. So yeah, so hopefully, fingers crossed, it will get done Tuesday or earlier this week. If not, then obviously we'll just have to see what we can do. And then in terms of obviously Rio going back to school, that'll be on Friday. So hopefully by the end of this week or the starting of next week, we should be back into the normal routine of doing those live streams. So I will get a video out today for gameplay. I've got really good Apex Legends gameplay I want to share with you once I can add my voice to it, which I need to try and do at some point today. So hopefully we can get that done. I will apologise if it is a little bit late this afternoon, but it's been chaos, and with Rio being off school, it's just been so awkward to try and get these videos done and get them prepared, because I have to do it in the night time. And sometimes when I get up in the night, I'll get up when he's first gone to sleep, he'll come downstairs again, and then I end up getting stuck with him until the early hours of the morning, trying to obviously do videos and then obviously add voice once he's asleep so he doesn't talk in the background, which can be annoying. And with Catherine not being able to watch him or anything, this is my problem. This is why I'm glad when he's at school, because it gives me a chance to do it and get it out the way. So as from next week, we should hopefully back to normal live stream, unless obviously anything changes, which I'll let you know from school, which I don't think it will. I think it'll just be, okay, Friday, back to school, and then the connection should be here on Friday at the latest, and we should be good to go from there. So there you go. Some things that we need to get sorted, but hopefully it'll be done by the end of this week. There you go. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell to be notified of all my videos, and you truly can be one of Kappa's convicts, or a convict for ladies. So there we go. A little bit of news, a little bit of an update to what's going on here, and hopefully all things will be sorted very, very soon. So you know who it is. It is I, the Cap Convict, signing out. And as always, I salute you, my convicts and convicts, and I'll see you soon, hopefully in some really cool gameplays, and hopefully this connection brings a brand new life to the channel with some absolutely disgustingly amazing videos on Call of Duty and Apex and all of the future, because even the new season of Apex is due to land here on the 4th. So how cool would that be to have an amazing connection and an amazing gameplay from Apex Legends Season 7. Anyway, bye for now.